Hello, this is Dr. Samuel Kisseadoo, bringing you a message on work and money, especially in our marriages and courtships and family life in our homes. It applies to singles too in several respects. There are 3 videos. This is the 3rd one. Okay, and I'm on point number 9. I'm talking of work and money with your partner and with your people at home. The 9th point, learn to save money and engage in honest, productive investment. I was told and was taught when I went for a financial workshop when I was in New York that you will never take all the money and invest in one spot, in one thing. No. Have some variety. You can divide into 3. You can take, let's say, 60% of the amount goes into this, and then 20 goes here, 20 goes here, like all these stocks and bonds and all that you can think of. If you decide to trade and invest in some buying and selling some stuff and all that, know which goes to where. Be very careful how you dump everything into one. But it depends on you. It depends on what you're doing. Some go for a loan, and then it is all for this kind of business. That depends on the discussions you have had and looking at the climate and conditions and things. So there's no hard and fast rule. Just that it is strongly advised that don't put all that you have into just one place. Because when things happen and something happens and you lose in that area, then everything is gone. Save and invest wisely, backed by the best financial advice. Watch out for telemarketers and greedy opportunists who can deceive you. And then watch out for unfaithful and greedy and deceptive partners who come seeing that you have this money and you are nice, want to partner with you in order to get advantage. They are not there for your interest. You must care for each other's interest. You have smooth talk, and then they have some complex computerized illustrations, and then they bombard you with things. You get bedazzled and mesmerized with stuff, and you're looking there and you get confused and you give in. Be careful about that. Get a second opinion. That refinancing of a home, second mortgage deals, credit cards, all kinds of things can plunge you into outrageous business ventures. So, simply stated, learn to save money. There is most of you know this, the 80, 10, 10, 80. What it means is that when you get money, 10% for God's work. Then 10% for savings. That one you don't touch. Then the 80% is what you use to make the budget with your partner. Okay? I don't think God is only interested in how much you use for God's work, but interested in the rest, what you do with it. Okay? Be careful about impulsive spending, which is number 10. Learn to control your spending. Don't be so impulsive. And sometimes it's a bad habit we have learned before we married or before we grew up. Some are just attracted by the enemy, and sometimes the devil takes advantage of it. Ooh, and goes to buy. There are some people, when it is $10, and you make it sale for $20 to go and buy, they didn't know the original price. If it is $50, and it says sale for $60 to go and buy, and sometimes some of these sales are tricks. It's not true. Sometimes, yes, wonderful sale. What I'm saying is that don't be a sale addict, that every sale you see, you are moved to buy. So he goes to see. Once there's the word SALE, I have to go and buy something. So even if you're following the one and it's actually $80, and then they change the thing on it and try to tell you, originally it was this, then they cancel it and write it and says 100. Originally it was like 70. You see, and they did that to fool you, and you have gone to buy it. You see, there's the layaway and all that, but let God guide you. And number 10, control your spending. Always learn to make some form of reasonable budget. That will help with the spending. But we are not so bound to the point that if there's something really to buy, we didn't budget for this month. And then the opportunity passes. So it's all, again, agreement between the two people. Agreement, negotiations and agreement. But don't be so legalistic and so conservative in your thinking that once we have not agreed that this month we'll buy any clothing, seriously speaking, if a shirt is for 40 and they are closing out, they just want to get rid of them, and it is $18. So no, this month, because we said we will not buy clothing, and he's so strict about it, goes to buy, and is angry from now, I won't put my money together with you again. You see, we make mistakes. If it's a chronic one or a habitual one, then you want to do something about it. But there are people who are such that make one mistake. That's it. They write you off. You are not angels. But you learn to forgive. But don't take advantage of people's forgiveness. That is why I don't just give cheap forgiveness to people. Because if you offend me, and it's a very bad one, sometimes it's very, very serious, like real adultery, and you even went and had a baby. Or you took money out of the bank, who didn't tell me you're going to invest, and everything is gone. So many things happen, you see. And I tell you, I forgive you. Be careful of cheap forgiveness. Talk to God too to forgive you, because I'm not God. You see, but the fact that I've forgiven you for what you did, and I'm trying to be nice to you and help you out of your weakness, ensure that you pray to God. Because if you don't pray to God, it doesn't bless you, it affects me and everybody else. So whenever you forgive people, always encourage them and pray with them to sort things out with God. Okay? If you are listening to me and your spouse has forgiven you for the way you messed up finances and other things, please go before God and pray and ask for forgiveness. You see, sometimes we don't think it's anything wrong I did. So much to pray for forgiveness. You see, and it's only the serious, whatever the serious sins. You see, but so far as money is concerned, he went and took the money and bought something which is benefiting only you or not helping us. This car, you don't need it, but you feel you die for it so much, went and bought it for $40,000. When there's a $20,000 or $15,000 good car you could use. Plan. You can use something for a year or 2 years. You see. For the sake of the school fees of the kids and the house we are putting up and this and that also. The other thing you need to watch also is that when there's a project, even before the project, the men tend to control the women so far as the finances are concerned, in most cases. Hey, why are you buying this? Hey, help from this one. One of the things I've tried to do is that for 37 and a half years, I've never once asked my wife, I saw this receipt. Where does it come from? No. I'd rather allow her to check me. I'm the one who goes. You know the men, when they ask you to go and buy tomatoes, you go, you're in a hurry, buy the first rotten ones, and you come home. But they going around. That's why we don't want to do shopping with them. Because they'll go and they would even take the thing, weighing them and looking at us, oh man. But it's part of the romance, part of your commitment. Okay? Some women do it too much too, please. Okay? But whatever the case, learn to work together, you see, so that you trust each other. When I go to buy things, let me see, how much was this? She is comparing prices, not just checking you. Allow her. You see, the man, which is the next one, number 11, the wife must allow the husband to be the financial leader. You see, but please, what you shouldn't do is, hey, we are building, why are you buying this? Even before that, you always want, some of the men want to, hey, isn't it too expensive? Isn't it this? She wants to be beautiful. She wants to be nice. Just that control the spending. But some men control so much. Some of the women too do a little bit. But usually the men, why are you buying this? Why did you couldn't hear about this? You see, what are you buying this for? That is why the woman control your spending. Because then you give room for him to be doing that. But typically when there's a land we are buying, and there's a building we are putting up, and whatever it is, hey, you know, you're building this. And some even dictate what the woman should buy. How? I've known cases where the man will ask the woman to give him the list, and the man goes to shop. Can you imagine? When I say shop, I mean market. And you take a span and cancel some things. You don't need this kind of fish. You don't need this. And the man will go. He doesn't want the woman to go. One of the bad things we do is to take the girls for shopping when they're going to go to school and places. But we don't take the boys for shopping. Most of us don't. How many women take the boy to the market to buy this, to buy that, shop to buy this, to buy that? In some instances, yes, but most of the time, they take the girls. And the boys at home, the boy will bring a list. So we teach the boys not to shop before they grow up. You see? And it's like telling them, you don't cry. A man doesn't cry. And sometimes they are taught to be hard, not to repent. Something that should produce some compassion and softness. They make themselves callous. A man doesn't cry. So let's be very careful. So learn to control your spending. Be concerned about the feelings and opinions of people. And do it in cooperation. Then number 11, allow the husband to be the financial leader. Over the past 15 years at least, my wife is the financial manager, not the leader. I'm still financial leader because the head. But she does it so well, has more time more than me. When I travel, she has a 2-month ministry in places, usually in Africa, in Ghana. She will manage, you see. And sometimes I'm so busy, I'm going this weekend to Texas, the following weekend I'm going here. And you forget the bills, how to pay the bills. So when I realized she was doing well, I wanted to help. For about 15 years, she manages the finances, not me. But I'm still financial leader. I know what goes on. And she's trustworthy such that there's not a moment I felt that, you know what? You take $20, tell me it was bought for $100, but it was for $80, and keep the rest, which sometimes they give you as a bad advice by your family, just in case. Gives you 100, buy it for 80, keep the 20, just in case. That's bad advice. In other words, what I'm trying to say is this. In a marriage or relationship, the stronger person must be allowed to do what is supposed to be done whilst you participate. And you also, if your husband gives you opportunity to help pay the bills and manage the finances and other things, don't take advantage. Don't take advantage. You see, we know that so far as the home is concerned, let the woman be the domestic manager. A woman was brought straight into a man's house, in the home, without being single for even 5 minutes. So if you destroy a woman in a home, you have destroyed her. Men, be aware of that. Okay? But don't make her the person who only having breeding, having babies, and cooking and cleaning and things. That's old-fashioned stuff. You see? And don't copy other people's marriages, other people's wives. She's doing this and he's doing that. Take inspiration, find out what works for you. That is why these friendship things, be very careful. Hey, in my home I do this, in my home I do that. Someone said, actually we're all students in Scotland, Africans. He said, anytime I went to school and I came and my wife went to our friend's wife, who's also at home, because we the men were going to classes and our wives were at home. But anytime my wife went there, when I come home, there's a change in the mood, change in the talking, because that TV is big and ours is like a small box sitting there. And now I found some golden carpet and ours is just some wooden something. And I found a fridge that is as huge as a trunk. And ours, you can't even put 4 drinks in it. What is this? And always in the conversation, for me, I do this, my husband does this. And sometimes it's exaggeration. I always do this. She does this to me, she does this to me. Okay, even if he's doing that, take inspiration. Don't come and jump at your husband, begin to think you are not in a good marriage and things are not well financially and all that. So in a marriage, whoever is strong, allow the one to do that in all areas of the marriage and work together such that you know what is going on. Okay? So by delegation, my wife takes care of the things. Now I advise you to go for the necessary counseling for financial advice if you realize that you don't know what to do concerning some things. There may be some business ventures and some other things you want to embark on, but you need advice. You see, I'm a biologist, I'm a teacher, biology professor, and some things I don't know. But it doesn't mean I don't have an idea. Okay, sometimes you want to do it the way it works for the two of you. You see the two of you. Now, if you see it and you see they are doing some business, they are doing this one, they change careers and they do that, and you see you want to copy, be very, very careful. Okay? So my wife manages the finance, pays the bills, but I'm still a supervisor. We work together. I know what goes on in the checkbook. I always making sure, for example, when I travel, there's money in the bedroom, and we always have some cash there to pay for simple things. Someone comes to mow the lawn, something is being sold, you go out and someone is, oh, I'm selling this, whatever. Oh, and we don't have $20, try to go to the ATM. No. And care for needs. In the budget, make sure needs are met. Okay? And I repeat, if your wife is not working to get money because he's caring for kids, or has just arrived from your country, he's not working yet, or because of sickness or some condition, or during pregnancy period, or something else happened, they were laid off, this happened, whatever happened, don't allow your partner to always be asking you for money. It's good to have an account open on the side with a sizable amount so that you can be going there and then you know what is happening. You see, the funny thing with some people who don't have joint account is that they have put the partner's name on it. What is the purpose of having a single my account and your name is on it? Which means it is such that you can have access. But I don't want joint account. I don't understand. I don't understand. See, that's what I'm saying. If it's a problem, why don't you have a percentage, okay, of the money together? And then you learn how to do joint financial management and pray about your spending and your money too. Whatever you do, commit to God first and pray about it and be praying along. And let the word of God check you so far as principles are concerned in operating in a godly fashion so that God will bless what you do. May the Lord guide you. May the Lord bless you so far as your financial management is concerned. Call me in the United States on 1-917-741-0643. Ghana call 020-812-6533 or 233 Ghana code 233-20-812-6533. There's a broadcast on Joy 99.7 FM. Saturday mornings, 5:30 a.m. to 6 a.m. You can access anywhere on the internet with myjoyonline.com and go to live radio, myjoyonline.com. There's a website, www.fruitfulministriesint.com. Ministries, R-I-E-S, www.fruitfulministriesint.com. There are books called The Numbers Given, or go to Amazon.com. You can download some from there. May the Lord bless you. May the Lord strengthen you. May the Lord guide you. God bless you. This is Dr. Samuel Kisseadoo.